Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant, welcome back for more of Let's Play Pokémon SoulSilver. Last time, we earned ourselves the Rainbow Badge from the Celadon City Pokémon Gym. This time, we're going to be heading west and down Cycling Road towards Fuchsia City, and I should have kept Leaky in my party so we could cut down this tree. Be right back! Is it of critical importance that we cut this tree down? Absolutely not, but it's here, we might as well explore it, and there is something kind of funny back here, if I remember correctly. This one house! With these two dudes in it! Yeah, that's pretty much what I said at the beginning of the video. And this guy? The trendy saying guy! Earth Tones! That's interesting, I guess. You got something for me, Lupus? Usually my Pokemon give me items like this for the fashion case more often than they have been recently, or that may just be me neglecting talking to them too much. But in this grass is mostly stuff that we've seen before. I also want to see if you could find Murkrow here as well. I think I said 2 episodes ago that you could only find it on Route 7, but it's here as well at nighttime. And let me switch out Leaky for Duster again. But on this route and the upcoming couple of routes, we can find a new Pokemon we haven't had access to until recently. And over here is the cycling road. We have to be on a bicycle in order to go. And right up here, I'm thinking of the first generation where we ran into like 6 bikers or something up here. They aren't here. I kind of expected them to be. That's a little bit surprising to me. But from here, we can just coast downhill on the bicycle. After we hit, I want to say, right down there, we would get there. Now, over here, there is a particular Pokemon we can find that I'd like to show off if I can. Here it is, the Fire-type Slugma. I want to say it's fairly powerful on the special side, but it is extremely slow. When it evolves, it actually gains the dual type with Rock, but again, it's extremely slow. You kind of have to be careful with how you use it. And once we hit here, I don't have to hold down in order to go. It's just a straight downhill ride from here. But of course, there are a bunch of bikers on this route, and what would you expect if they required you to be on a bicycle? Come on. But here's a Gulpin! Poison type from, I want to say, the Hoenn region! I'm surprisingly unfamiliar with these things. I thought I was at least a little bit more familiar with where the 3rd and 4th gen Pokemon were from. But Gastro Acid is an ability that suppresses a move that suppresses your ability! And this thing is also holding the Black Sludge, which heals your HP similar to how Leftovers heals your HP 1/16 at the end of each turn. Except, it only heals you if you're a Poison type and holding it. If any other type is holding the Black Sludge, it's going to do them damage at the end of the turn. Poor Dale. And I also want to say on the cycling road you can hold B to not go anywhere, but that may be another generation. Is it Select? It's not Select, it's not X or Y. I guess that is just another... I think there's a sign for it somewhere. I mean, I'm not going to pass on these trainers if they're here, because I know I'll forget them and not go back to them. But I want to say there's a sign somewhere here. I might be thinking of the sign I passed on during the Fire Red stream a couple of years ago. I don't know why I'm so forgetful, really. You know what, Weezing? I'm afraid of 2 things from you. 1, powerful poison attacks, and 2, exploding, both of which Kracko can wall fairly well. Otherwise, I'd probably just let Lupus handle things. I did not realize Weezing got to... How the hell does Weezing double hit? When you think of double hit, you think of somebody slapping you a couple of times. How the hell does Weezing do that? I mean, is it spinning around so each head hits you once? I mean, how does it manage to do that? I swear, there are just some moves that these things can learn that make no sense whatsoever. And I'm starting to think that Sucker Punch is not the only one. Oh well. I'm honestly surprised that thing didn't explode on me. Oh, it's been a while since somebody's asked for our phone number. Why the hell not? Yeah, I'm sure you will be. Let's see, is there anybody else for us to face? Thank you, but I think yours is a little bit cooler, because mine is kind of kiddie, and yours is like a motorcycle. Magmar, who we haven't seen in forever. But again, I'm very happy to leave Lupus in here, because he can absorb Fire-type attacks, assuming these things actually have a chance to get them off. I'm surprised that a lot of these AIs don't recognize the fact that Lupus could have an ability that makes Fire-type attacks useless, which is a little bit silly of them. And even in some of the later games, the AI is still just as stupid. I remember there was one Elite Four video I uploaded for White 2, where I had a Zoroark in front of... It was either like a Cathagragus or something else that was a Psychic type. I actually think it was Caitlin's Gothitelle kept trying to use Psychic because Zoroark was... It had the illusion of a fighting type, so it kept trying to use Psychic. Like 5 or 6 times it was trying to use Psychic, and not once did it work, but it continued to use it over and over again, so I just set up 3 nasty plots and killed it in one shot. You would think that the AI would be just a little bit smarter to pick up on that sort of thing, but I guess they don't do checks for that. Not quite sure how that works. I suppose it is what it is, though. And I'm going through those coughing spells I talked about again. I don't know how long it takes me to get a cough or a cold out of my system. It takes a few, even if I feel like my nose is only stuffy for a couple of days, I still feel the... I mean... You feel like it's still there, even though... I don't know how to put it, really. Like, you could get really sick for a couple of days and then afterwards feel 95% fine, but you still have a little bit of the cold left with you, and I think that's what I'm dealing with now, even though I want to say I've gotten rid of it in the last couple of weeks. I'm still coughing when I talk for a very long period of time. And the funny thing is, when I actually went back to do my thing, it requires me to talk for maybe an hour, 2 hours on end, and I found that those were the only times when I meant to switch, I wasn't actually reading what the thing said. That not once during those times when I was talking for an hour or 2 on end did I actually cough. And I was paying very close attention to it because I was afraid that having to talk for such an extended period of time, you would think that at least at some point I would have to cough, but I just didn't have to, and it surprised the heck out of me. But Barrier is a move that I'm surprised that one-shot you. I didn't realize how powerful Magnezone was. That I don't think I had to cough during those sessions. Yet here, even though I'm only talking for like a half an hour on end, I'm still feeling ill or something. I'm not sure how it works. Bari. I think you need to work on that, buddy. I really like this dude. You know why? Even though he's a badass biker, he has a Teddy Ursa and a Marill. Why the hell not? I like you, buddy. You really need to work on that engine imitation, but... respect. Just because he's a biker doesn't mean he can't be a good friend. Very good life lesson. And we've reached the bottom of Cycling Road, but there's still a whole other side of the Cycling Road for us to go up, and I insist on fighting everyone we possibly can, because I meant to switch out Lupus. My bad. What do you have, though? Seviper! Poison type from... I want to say the Hoenn region, although again, I don't remember, because it kind of looks like it might be Sin. I don't know. All the 3rd and 4th... well, not all of them, but most of the 3rd and 4th generation Pokemon kind of blend together to me. But I believe Poison Fang is one of the few Poison-type moves that if it inflicts you with poison, actually badly poisons you. I want to say also that there are a couple of other Poison-type moves that do that as well, but there aren't very many of them. Teddy! How did I not notice your name, Teddy? That's kind of adorable. But you weren't going anywhere. Just because I'm in your line of sight doesn't mean that I'm in your way. You're not even trying to go anywhere. Skorupi! I don't even know the typing of this thing. All I know is I want it dead. But this one I know for sure is from the Hoenn region. Please don't badly poison me. I would be very upset. Thank you. I want to say it's something like bug poison, but I know it eventually evolves into Drapion, which is poison dark type. I don't think this thing has the dark typing yet. But I know Drapion's typing because I always forget it. It's one of those things that if you run into it many times, but always forget what it is, you eventually look it up and never forget it. Drapion was one of those for me. And I don't think that sign telling us that we can stop on our bike here is actually here, meaning that we probably can't. Fitting that Glenn opened with the coughing and a wheezing, because that was what I spent the majority of the battle doing! Yes, it does. Unfortunately, you just read it out, so I couldn't actually hear what it sounded like. But finally a double battle for the first time in a whole episode. Dan and Theron. Theron? How do you pronounce your name? Croagunk! Poison fighting type, 4 times weak to psychic. Who do I want to hit you with? Probably... poison fighting type. I should be very careful and make sure I kill you. Because if this Fire Blast is enough to knock it out in one turn, Duster's Return will automatically target the Gulpin. But either way, I just want to make sure he doesn't get a super effective fighting type move off on either of us. Because we're both weak to fighting. And I'm scratching my ear. I hope that doesn't come up in the sound. It might. I'm surprised. A lot of things I think wouldn't get caught by the microphone do, and a lot of things that I expect to don't. It's very weird. I also forgot Lucas was still in the second spot, and... Wait, so that other guy only had one thing, and then the other dude has 3? That's weird. Usually in a double battle like this, one will have 2 and the other will have 2. This one just had 1 and 3. That... How often does that happen? In fact, I can't think of any other time where you get into a double battle and both of the people that you're challenging have odd numbers of team members. Weird. But one mechanic that always threw me off in the 3rd generation, especially in double battles and such. Here, if you knock all of the Pokemon out on the opposite side of the field, and then you still have a Pokemon that has a move to do, it'll do the move, but not hit anybody. In the 3rd generation, you would have to send out a Pokemon to replace it before the turn ends. So the move would actually hit the next person that you send in, even though the Pokemon that you send in wouldn't have a chance to attack in that turn. And that really threw me off during the Fire Red stream. In fact, I think I actually had to reset once because of it. It's very frustrating when that happens, too. But I think this is the end of the cycling road. This should do it for all of the trainers that we have here. There may be 1 or 2 at the base of the road. And I'm gonna have a hell of a lot of coughs to cut out at the end of this video. Holy crap! I'm wondering if I want to save the trainers just to the west of Fuchsia City for after this video, like at the start of the next one, and then we'll go to the Fuchsia City gym. Baton Pass! Now this move is interesting if you like to set up with a particular Pokemon. Baton Pass will pass off all of those stat changes, including stuff like substitutes, to the next Pokemon that you send in. So if you want to spend a couple of turns buffing up and then send it to a Pokemon that can't necessarily do the buffs itself, Baton Pass is really useful for that. Otherwise, it's completely useless. So I'm not going to be teaching it to Duster. Can we give up on Baton Pass? Thank you. So let's just make sure that that's everybody up here after we trade phone numbers with this guy. I'm actually surprised we haven't been getting more phone numbers for rematches. The way rematches work with the phone is you can, during specific days of the week and times of the day, you can call people whose numbers you have and challenge them to rematches. Other than that, they could potentially call you for rematches, but it's much less reliable. Nothing we haven't seen before, although he did have a Charmeleon, which is kind of cool. Level 42 Charmeleon, not bad. But that does it for the cycling road, so we can get off our bicycle again. And what I mean is down here there are a couple of bird trainers that we could fight. I think I'll take on those dudes at the beginning of the next episode when we explore Fuchsia City and eventually take on the Pokemon gym here. But before we do, Cameron, because I can't resist. This is UniversalGiant, and I'll see you guys next time.